You know, it's 5 bananas. I was thinking I had 6, but that's enough. It's just going to be small banana pudding. Okay. Notice it don't shine right down on my food here, but here are my bananas. I'm about to make a small banana pudding, and I'm about to slice these up. You can go on my channel and see where I made a banana pudding before, but this one is going to be a little bit different. Definitely going to be smaller. Meanwhile, welcome to my channel. If you haven't been on here before, welcome to Gigi's Threefold Harvest. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Today is Sunday, January 18th, somewhere around 1:30, I believe. Just thought I'd make a small banana pudding. Hope you guys are doing well today. You can slice your bananas as thin or as thick. My phone is sitting up a little high, so you can't see me slicing them, but it's pretty simple slicing bananas. I'll hold them up in just a bit to show you how I've sliced them. With a large banana pudding, I usually use 2 boxes of bananas and at least 8 bananas. I have 5 bananas and 1 box of cookies, but it'll be fine. That way I don't have to worry about having any leftovers. Banana pudding, especially homemade banana pudding, is not good left over because your bananas will actually turn dark. Hello at Life and at Papa 32. I'm making banana pudding. Thank you. Yep, I'm making banana pudding. Here's the bananas I've just chopped up. And I'm just using cheap old Walmart cookies. Like I said, I'm making a small banana pudding. So I don't need, this 1 box will be fine. What you do is you put you can use any type cookies really, but make sure there's something like a coconut cookie or, I'm trying to think of that cookie that starts with a dough type cookie. Shortbread. You can use shortbread to make banana pudding as well. So I'm just putting 1 layer. See, I'm just putting 1 layer of cookies in the bottom before I split the bananas. I'll put half the bananas in the bottom and the other half in the top, on the top. Okay, so again, you see the bananas. And now I'm about to put, and my phone is sitting up just a little high. I believe when I still don't think you can see what I'm doing a little bit with the phone lowered. Just a little bit. Yeah. So actually the only thing I'm doing now is putting half of the bananas in the bottom of the pan. Well, actually I'm going to put, since I don't have but 1 box of cookies, I'm going to put half of the bananas in the middle. I'm going to put all the bananas in the middle. And then come back and put the layer of cookies on the top, because the cookies are always supposed to be on the top. Okay, so that means I've got to put all of my bananas in the middle. And I don't normally do that. I usually have at least 3 layers of bananas and 3 layers of cookies. Okay, so I'm going to have a lot of bananas. You see that? So being that the cookies is the last thing that you put on the top, it's going to be fine. How are you guys doing on this Sunday? I actually thought I would have some snow to video for you today, but it's just rain out there. So see the bananas, that one was just a little bit thick. And the bananas, I normally like to have the bananas a little riper than they are. The riper they are, the sweeter they are. Okay, so you see I have all of my bananas in there. Again, this is what I call a small banana pudding. I don't need any anyway. I eat too much sweets. See that? Now I'm going to come back, and actually the phone is twisting on its own. It's going crazy. But there it is right there. And now I'm going to put the rest of the cookies on the top. Normally, I usually beat up my egg white and put the egg white on the top and let it bake, but I'll be using Cool Whip on the top today. I still will have to bake the banana pudding though, because I'm going to have a little mixture here in a minute that I'll let you see me make. To pour through the cookies and the bananas. This is what my next step is, actually what's going to make the banana pudding really tasty. So I just have 2 layers of cookies and 1 thick layer of bananas this time. And then the only thing I'm doing now is straightening the cookies out, see? So I'm going to lower the phone again and see if you can see me preparing the mixture, which is going to be, you don't need a lot of sugar because the cookies are already sweet, you see? So I'm going to use like a 1/2 cup of sugar. Maybe 3, I'll start out with a 3/4 cup of milk. It could be whole milk, or it could be canned evaporated milk. It could even be dried milk if you want to use dried milk. And you just mix that up. I'm going to use 2 eggs. I don't usually use the egg white because I usually take the make my topping out of the egg white, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to try the Cool Whip on the top. So 2 eggs is going to be enough. your vanilla flavoring. I'm going to use vanilla flavoring. This is by Watkins. You can use any vanilla flavoring you want. Don't have to be pure. This is actually artificial flavor, but the artificial Watkins vanilla flavor is very good. The best place I'm finding to buy vanilla flavoring too is at Sam's Club. They have some really nice size bottles. I think for about $9, but you get 2.5 times what you get when you buy these little things for like $6 out of the store. So if you have a Sam's Club anywhere near you and you do buy vanilla flavoring, try buying some of theirs. You get more for your money. Okay, the other thing I'm going to use is Jell-O Instant Pudding. It doesn't have to be a name brand. It could be Walmart, Food Line, or Piggly Wiggly, or anywhere else you want to buy it. And keep in mind, since I'm making a small banana pudding this time, use a small pack. You know, because these things do come in large packs. So you could use flour. You could actually make your own roux to pour through the pudding. But I'm not going to do that since I did have a pack of this laying around the house. I'll go ahead and use it. And then you can take, and that's pretty much the only thing that goes in the roux. This stuff that you see me beating up is going to be poured over those cookies and bananas. This is what actually soaks through, goes through the pudding and gives it that nice taste that it has. You notice I only put 3/4 cup of milk. As you can see, I'm going to need a little bit more milk. This is the filling that's going to go in the banana pudding. So I'll go ahead and make that a whole cup of milk. Put that back up. Hello, Animal 7658. Thank you guys for joining. Again, if you're on and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And I always like to say, if you have a channel, to make a comment if you like me to subscribe to your channel, okay? As a matter of fact, what I normally do is go ahead, if YouTube wouldn't pull off the chat, they actually take the chat off. Like when the live ends, I don't know why they do that, because I could just automatically check you guys by your handle and see if you have a channel. So I can subscribe to your channel, you know, if you have one. But for whatever reason, when this live closes, they actually put the live back on private. And I guess they inspect it. And I just say probably because I'm new, probably 3 months, even though my channel is not new, I'm fairly new as far as putting content up here. I usually just use my channel to look at other people's videos. So I don't know how long they're going to remove my information and shut my my channel down, you know, at the end of the live, but that's what I noticed that they do. But you can come back later, you know, once the live goes, you know, comes back on. I would say for today, it's probably going to be, it's already going on 2 o'clock, so maybe by 3 o'clock, the live should be back up. Just remember the title, in case you lose my channel, is Gigi's Threefold Harvest. You know, just make a mental note of that, or you can write it down, Gigi's Threefold Harvest, because as soon as this live ends, you won't be able to see anything for a while. And then I won't be able to see my chats, which is crazy. So if you have a comment that you may think about later, just put the comment on when you are able to pull the channel up again. Including your request for me to subscribe to your channel. Again, the roux right here consists of 2 eggs, because this is a small banana pudding. 1 small packet of Jell-O vanilla instant pudding. It could be the Walmart, it could be any brand you want. I did use about 1.5 tablespoons of vanilla flavoring and 1/2 cup of sugar. Don't need a lot of sugar because there's sugar in the cookies. I probably need to use 1/2 cup. And there's sugar in the banana instant pudding, vanilla instant pudding. So, let's see if I can let you guys see what I'm about to do. So you see the pudding is together. The bananas on the top. You got a thick layer of bananas in the middle between 2 layers of cookies, vanilla wafers, or you can have the shortbread. The shortbread is good in banana pudding. Okay, so you see that? I'm going to pour it through the cookies, because this is what blends the cookies and the bananas together. Buns it together and gives it that nice flavor, you know, when you get ready to eat it. You don't want your banana pudding to be too dry, and you don't want it to be too sloppy. So, you see that? So you see that? So that's that roux I just poured through. You see how it soaks through? It soaks through and it saturates all of the cookies and bananas. Banana pudding is a fairly easy dessert. Not hard at all. Yeah. Hello, Ella. Thank you for joining. Banana pudding. Yeah, you know that there's another way to make banana pudding as well. The instant, what they call the instant banana pudding. I really don't like the instant banana pudding. That's the pudding that you just put cookies and bananas on it, and then you put the instant pudding in it, and then you let it set in the refrigerator. But my pudding is actually, yeah, you love banana pudding? Yes, it's good. At Life Brayla. Thank you. Okay, so now what I'm about to do is put this in the oven. I have the oven preheated at 350. Normally I would go ahead and beat up my egg white, but I'm not using egg white, if you recall. I'm not using egg white this time. So you see the roux that's ran through, you can see it through the dish. So, but that's what really makes the pudding good. You know, and bun the cookies and the bananas together. So I'm putting it in here probably for about at least 10 minutes. Because it really doesn't need, it just needs to heat in order for it to be considered a old-fashioned banana pudding. Old-fashioned banana puddings are always placed in the oven. And then I'm going to use Cool Whip this time. If you don't see the topping on it. If you go on my channel and look at the other way that I make when I use the egg white, you'll see me beating up the egg white. And when I get ready to put it in the oven, I already have the egg white on it. So this is what I'm going to put on the top this time. After it comes out of the oven and cool off a little bit, I'll be just putting Cool Whip on it. Okay. You guys get any snow in your area? North Carolina. Yeah, what are you cooking today? Well, I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything else cooked for today. We had soup yesterday. So I will have a bowl of soup, vegetable soup. Go on the channel and take a look at that. Actually, YouTube cut that channel, cut half of my video off. I don't know why, where you could see the finished soup. But I videoed throughout, while he was making putting the soup together. And it was very delicious. It was delicious if it's all gone. It's all gone except maybe about two or three bowls left. Yeah, so that's what I have today. And then just had a taste for something sweet. Tomorrow, I started to put a roast on last night. When you're gonna eat something on Sunday. What I'm accustomed to doing is like put the main course on that night in a crock pot. Say, especially something like a roast. But I didn't do it. So I will eat that soup and that'll be it for today. Where do you guys live? What state? You don't have to tell me exactly where you live. You live in Florida, Georgia. There was a guy on here the other day from Africa. I've seen some people from Montana, some places I've definitely never been in my life. So people from all over the world, even though YouTube is not exposing my video to, to a lot of people. They just got a set audience, I guess, until they see how I'm going to fare out. Yeah, so don't forget to come back later. If you do it now, I'm not going to see it. If you put a message on here now for me to subscribe to your channel, I won't be able to see it. When they take it down to monitor my video before they, checking to see if I have real live people that were actually watching me or whether they were bots. When they put it back, for whatever reason, they're not putting my chat history back. So, like I said, between 3 and I would say as late as 7 o'clock tonight. I hope it won't take that long for them to put it back. But I'm going to schedule it myself, try to give them time to do whatever it is they have to do. And then you just go back and pull it up. And again, that is under GG's Threefold Harvest. Okay? And then just put it in the comment, whatever you want to, if it's something else you want to say. Again, I can't stress enough the information that's already on my channel that may benefit some of you or all of you or maybe someone that you know. You'll see a few. I haven't put any recent home tours on there. But I do have other cooking videos, and pretty much in every video that I put on here, I mention your credit, information about how to correct your credit if you have a credit problem, or maybe someone has a credit problem, to be able to prepare your credit to be able to make those purchases, those dream purchases that maybe you've been wanting to make for a couple of years now. You know how when New Year's come in, we all have a tendency to say we want to, that our New Year's resolution is to buy a new home, buy a new car, maybe even buy anything for that matter, RVs, trucks, land, maybe even a piece of land. And you know, the main New Year's resolution is when people say they're going to lose weight. I say it all the time. You want to lose weight, or you just maybe want a new job. You know, don't give up. Just hang in there, do whatever it is you need to do. And especially concerning making purchases. You can fix your own credit. Don't pay those credit people that say they're going to fix your credit. That doesn't usually work. Instead, take the money and make agreements with your creditors, whether they're your mortgage people or your the people where you purchase a car, or anything from, for that matter, or maybe where you've gotten a loan from a bank and you defaulted, or you're just behind in your payments. You can contact those creditors and make agreements. Make an agreement, and they can't, by law, they can't turn down an offer, especially if you're already behind and you've been dragging, not knowing how you're going to catch it up. And you just go in and set with them instead of giving money to a person that promised to repair your credit. You can repair your own credit by not, don't duck the creditors. Just contact them and let them know you ran into some issues and you want to work with them to get your credit caught up. And it may not necessarily be any of you online, but you can know somebody in a situation like that. I've been in a situation like that. That's how I know it works, when you fix it yourself. And I would say within 6 months' time, depending on how far behind you are, it really doesn't even make a difference how far you are, with the payment, or how far anybody else is, for that matter. It's just the rule of thumb is to not, don't just toss it on the back burner and ignore it. Because even with, I think I mentioned yesterday, even if you file bankruptcy, even with a bankruptcy, as long as you making whatever agreement you made, however much money you made, you agreed to pay in a bankruptcy, because bankruptcy is like chapter 13, chapter 11, chapter 7. You make agreement with those, even though whereas initially it doesn't look good for a person to do that on their credit, you can fix that. If you don't have to file bankruptcy, don't do it. But if you've already filed bankruptcy, there's a way around it. Some people give up because they feel like they filed bankruptcy and, well, I filed bankruptcy, so it's too late. No, it's not too late. You still can repair your credit. How do I know? Because back in the day, I did it myself. So that's how I know. So I know that you can fix your own credit without paying $2,000 and $3,000 to a credit repair person. Okay, you can fix that yourself. But once you say if you have a bankruptcy agreement, and then you make those payments, and they're going to ask you what you can afford to pay. Say if you have all of your bills combined together in the bankruptcy, or maybe with creditors, maybe you don't have a bankruptcy, but you get all your bills combined together. And then if you know that and say all of those bills together cost you maybe between $400 and $450. What you do, you don't want to get right back in that rut. You want to go ahead and pick the lowest payment amount that you can. Say, well, I feel like I can comfortably pay and school loans too. So if you're having school loans out there, they work the same, because you can't put the school loans into a bankruptcy, but you can file them separately, and they're put down. I mean, if you can pay $25 a month on a $10,000 loan, they will allow you to do it, but that's completely different. You just contact the people connected to the school loan. But as far as your other bills, you want to make sure that you get all of your bills. Say your car note, maybe you even got furniture note, or house note. The house note, I believe, is something where it used to be on the outside. But if it can be included, and say all of your bills are like $1,000 a month. If you've gone through a bankruptcy, or if you're anticipating going through one, tell them the lowest amount possible that you can pay. Let's say if you're paying $1,000, let's say, well, you can pay $500 comfortably. Okay? Once the bankruptcy goes through the court process and it gets set up for you, you make those payments faithfully. Because just like they gave you bad credit marks when you maybe fell slack and started making your payments late, when you start making those bankruptcy payments and you make them on time, guess what? Those payments count as a good credit. They have to report it that that's what helps build your credit. See, a lot of people don't know that, but it'll actually, even though it's a bankruptcy or a late bill from a creditor or something, you still will be starting over when you make an agreement with the creditor, or you do get a bankruptcy scheduled to pay a certain amount a month. Again, like I said, don't file bankrupt if you don't have to. Stay away from that. But I'm letting you know, if you're already in a bankruptcy or you feel like you don't have any way out, make sure you set an amount when you go to the court that you can afford. And you can always pay extra, just like you can on your mortgage, any other bill you got, you can pay extra. And it counts. Every time you make that payment on time, you get a green check. And the next thing you know, within 6 months, you've got good. Your credit score has jumped up maybe 60 or 70 points just because you making those payments on time. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go over and take a look at banana pudding. I'm going to flip the phone over. Okay, so being that you see what it looks like in there? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put a little bit of Cool Whip on it while it's still hot, but I'm going to let it cool off so that the Cool Whip won't dissipate. The Cool Whip will actually disappear if I put it all up there while it's hot. Okay, so I'm going to take the banana pudding out. I think I've talked to you about 10 minutes. So if it's been in there 10 minutes, it don't have to cook long, because mind you, you've got eggs in there. So it doesn't take the eggs. It's just 2 eggs in there. And then your instant pudding really doesn't even have to cook. But because the eggs are in here, I need to cook it a little bit so you won't be eating raw eggs. Okay. So you see that? See that? So it's not going to look appetizing until until I put the icing on it. So because of the eggs, I am going to put it back in there a few more minutes, because you don't want to eat raw eggs. Well, people dump raw eggs right in their mouth. I'll let it sit in there a few more minutes to make, to be on the safe side, make sure it's done as it's going to get. And then I'll be putting the Cool Whip on the top. Okay, I don't see anybody else come on here new. I see Papa, I might have spoke to you, Papa 32. And I may have, you may know by now that I'm making a banana pudding, but hello. Okay, so just a few more minutes, and I'm going to be putting this Cool Whip on there. Yeah, if you have any questions about anything that I talked about today, or if you end up with questions about anything that you see on my channel, on the other videos, just go on, once they're off live, you can put any type of comment that you want on there. You ask any kind of questions once they release the video. So I'm going to give it just a few more minutes. As a matter of fact, I don't have anything else I'm going to put in the oven. So I can go ahead and at least turn the oven on. And I see that my little twisty thing over there is going crazy by itself. I don't know what makes it do that. But I do have a new one now that stands on the stand, but I didn't take that one out. I guess it's sensitive to whatever's going on the side over there. A few more minutes. Maybe another minute. Taking my shoes off now, guys. Tell you the truth, I don't even know why I kept them on. Especially with this heel on here. See, it's trying to turn, that thing is following me. Okay, so I'm going to take it out now, and I'll just put a little bit, because it's gonna melt away as soon as I put it on here. This Cool Whip, I'm just gonna put a little bit on top so you can see what you can kind of get an idea of what banana pudding is gonna look like. And this is hot, but I'm not putting it directly on the counter. I'm actually putting it on the cutting board. See? So I actually put it on the cutting board. So you can see the pudding through the glass. See that? So hopefully the egg and everything in there is done. So okay, so So I'm gonna just give you an idea. You know what, probably know what it looked like when you put the Cool Whip on top of the pudding. It's gonna melt probably as fast as I put it on there. So I'm just gonna put a thin layer on here because I need it to cool. I actually need it to cool off before I put all of it on there. And you see how this thing, I apologize that the little phone holder is going crazy, twisting. So it's hot, so it's melting as soon as I put it on there. And I won't put any more on there until it cools off a little more. It'll just make the filling taste a little bit better by some of it melting through the pudding. You know, the egg white, it won't melt, but the egg white would have need to been already beat up and put on here and brown while I had the pudding in the oven. So I'm going to stop right here because it's melting just as fast as I put it on here. But I wanted to give you an idea of what it would look like when I finish. Okay, so you see, there it is with the Cool Whip on there. But I'm going to let it cool off a little more. And then when I finish putting the topping on there, you won't be able to see through it. Okay, so just go back to the channel, through the channel, and you'll see. Again, be sure to subscribe to the channel. So there it is, and I know it's delicious because this Cool Whip is soaking through, but I won't put any more on there right now, okay? So you guys have a great rest of your Sunday, and I hope you're having something delicious today as well. Okay. See? There it is, and I know it's delicious. All right? You have a great day. I'm about to end the live, and I'll say goodbye for now. Every time I say goodbye, then my phone twists over. I'm trying to shut it off. But you guys, thank you so much for coming on, and I'll see you next time.